Hi, your son or daughter sent you this video because they're interested in applying smarter and more effective ways to achieve a 4.0 grade point average at their university or college. My name is Aleem Nasser, and I'm the president and founder of a company called The Art of Being Smart, where we work with a select number of students and we show them leading edge learning strategies and teach them better mindsets so they can increase their grade point average and pretty much get a 4.0 GPA in all their classes. They improve their mental health and they increase their time management and productivity, which translates exceptionally well in their careers. I've been doing this for about 20 years, worked with over 6,000 students, so I know it works. But what I wanted to do right now is show you the Art of Being Smart journey so you can see for yourself where your child is at. And once you watch this video, then I would love to chat with you if you're interested in what we do. And we can create a customized plan for your son or daughter. And we can actually create a very personalized roadmap for them to achieve their academic goals, as well as how we can sort of help them improve their mental health and time management as well. All right, so let's get going. So I'm really excited to share this information that you're about to see. I'm very excited to share it with you. So this is the Art of Being Smart journey, okay? And a couple of things I wanted to mention before we get started, and that is that this information that I'm about to share with you took me about 18 to 20 years to figure out. I went through lots of failures and setbacks, and there's a lot of times I didn't know what to do in certain situations, and I kind of had to figure things out through trial and error. Many times I fell flat on my face, but I kind of figured it out. And I remember when I was at high school, I had less than grade 12. I was in grade 12, and I had less than a 70% average, and I never thought I would be able to do much with my life. And after I applied all these principles, I was able to get 3 university degrees, get a 4.0 grade point average, had careers that I could only dream of. I worked at some large international management consulting firms like Accenture, Deloitte. I worked at the Department of Justice at the Government of Canada. I worked at another company called KPMG Consulting. Became an author, got to teach at different universities, and all these things I got to do was because of the stuff I'm about to show you, okay? But the key here is that this material took a lot of time, energy, and money for me to learn. I took lots of personal development courses, lots of seminars, things like that. I had to read, lots of books on this stuff, and I had to do a lot of trial and error at the same time. So by the time I learned it, by the time I got it, I did pretty well. But then I began teaching this material at different universities, and I've taught it to about over 6,000 students, and they've all done well. So this stuff has been tested and proven by over 6,000 students as well. Okay, it's changed my life, but it's also changed the life of over 6,000 students as well. And now you're going to be the recipient of this information. All right, so let's get started. So this journey that we're talking about here, the Art of Being Smart journey, is really a 12 months journey. Okay, but remember, this is not a jail sentence. This is not, you're not a hostage. You can leave when you wish, but the entire journey does take 12 months for optimum results. So how does this work? So let's break this down. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to break it down for the first 3 months. And then from the first 3 months, then it goes to the next 3 months. So months 3 to 6, and then we go 6 to 9. And then we go 9 to 12 months. So this is how the whole thing is broken down. Now, when we start working with our students, it's very interesting. A lot of our students, when we begin working with them, they're very confused. A lot of them actually give us some of them actually give us some resistance because they're like, it's not possible for you to help me. I can't do it. And they're also confused because they're like, I don't have a clear plan. Like, what's the plan? All they know is that they just have to work harder, or they've been told they just have to work harder, put in more time, put in more effort, learn more, do more, sacrifice their life just for school, and that's how they're going to do better. So that's what they know. Okay, and as a result, that a lot of these students, they end up getting burnt out. And a lot of them they come to us stressed and anxious and full of self-doubt. A lot of them also have a lot of frustration because they're seeing other students who are working less hard and they're doing better than them. And this reminds me of a story, or when I first started. There's a girl named Jasmine, and she heard that I'm this coach and I help students get a 4.0 grade point average, and she called me out on it, and she said, you know what, I think what you're doing is a scam. So I said, oh, why? So she goes, there's no way you're going to teach me. She goes, I'm in the faculty of science. There's no way you're going to teach me all my science courses like biology and chemistry and physics. And then my friend is in math, and my other friend is an English major, and there's no way you can be an expert in all these subjects. And I remember that conversation because we had it just near the University of Calgary, and there's a Starbucks there right in the Brentwood Mall area. And I remember that conversation, and I told her, I said, listen, I'm not here to teach you the subject, right? I'm not a subject master, okay? What I am good at is I can teach you to use your brain better. So I can teach you how to use your mind better so you can learn faster, you can study more effectively, you can anticipate what's going to be on the exams. When you study, you're more effective with your studying. You can anticipate how to answer questions correctly. I'm going to show you to take information and be able to filter it so you know it's valuable, and then turn that to knowledge on the exam. And she was like, okay, well, I've never heard of this before. And I said, yeah, but another thing I'm going to teach you is I'm going to teach you how to have a better mindset. So she goes, what do you mean? I said, you have to be open. Like, if you just see things one way and you're not able to be coachable and see things in a different way, you'll never be successful. So she goes, okay. And I said, this is one of the things I have to teach students, is that they have to develop a new mindset. So in other words, they have to be able to see that what they want is possible. And obviously I'll show them how to do that, but they have to let go of old ways of thinking. So they have to be able to see that new things are possible. And we show them how to believe in themselves more. We show them how to achieve things that at one point they didn't even think is possible. And as a result of these things, they also start to believe in themselves. And as a result of that, their mental health skyrockets as well. And then we show them these proven systems. And then because of these proven systems and techniques on how to learn, their grades shoot up. So then they're more happy, they're more excited. And as a result of all this stuff, they start to perform very, very well. Okay. And Jasmine, the last time I spoke to her, she was applying for med school, and all her friends were on the dean's list, and they got over 85% across the board. So she became one of my biggest fans after that. Okay. So let's get back to this. So the first 0 to 3 months, this is what we call the installation phase. Okay. This is where we install the new mindsets. And then we teach you proven strategies. So by proven strategies, these are strategies that are going to help you become a much better student. Okay. And also what we do here is we make things very clear for you. So we give you clarity on what it is you need to do to improve your academic performance. And you already may be doing well, but you're just over-exhausted, overtired, and over-anxious. So we'll explain why that's happening as well, and probably it's a mindset issue. Okay. So when we go through all these things here, what ends up happening is your child will start to have rapid academic success. Okay, that's in the first 0 to 3 months. Now we're going to go to the next 3 to 6 months. Actually, let me take a step back. When we go through these first 0 to 3 months, it's pretty remarkable, because all of a sudden your child now starts to have new levels of confidence. They can't believe that they're doing well. They're happy. They're excited, and they finally have like a plan and something that they can actually see that helps them. And you can actually see a change in their personality in the first 0 to 3 months. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next 3 to 6 months, and this is what we call the implementation. Implementation. Let's rewrite this. Implementation phase. Okay, so at this phase here, the students know what to do. Our students know what to do, okay? But the problem is that they have not developed that consistency, and they haven't mastered these skills, these habits, and these mindset yet, okay? So if they don't develop this consistency and they haven't mastered these ways, and again, this is what we're focusing on here, right? We're developing mastery, and we're developing consistency. And if they don't develop the mastery and the consistency, then what's probably going to happen is you're going to go back to their old ways of doing things. So we want to make sure that they don't go back to their old ways. And another thing what we do here is we build in that accountability, because they're chatting with us on a weekly basis. So accountability. Okay, so I had one student that I'm working with right now. His name is David, and he didn't do what he was supposed to do for the week, and I could see, because he uses he's in our VIP program, and he uses our Success Blueprint tracker, and I can see exactly what's going on with him, and I'm like, hey, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, and he's like, yeah, I know, and so then I basically said, well, I can't help you then, and we had a little discussion about it. Well, David, the following week, he did phenomenal, because he realized that it's not just about him. It's also about me, and he didn't want to let me down, and I'm holding him accountable. So as a result of that, his performance level, he started off at about 50% in our performance tracker, and he's all the way above 70%, and that happened in 1 week. Okay, and it's because we are working with your child to implement these things and to hold them accountable as well. Okay, and this is the stage that they start to get the best grades in all their classes. Okay, and then their time management improves, exam writing improves, mental health improves, but it has to be done for a period of time, and usually we find that around 6 months is ideal for them to have these for them to master these skills and for them to be consistent. Okay, so now we're going to go to 6 to 9 months, but before I do that, there's something that I need to kind of explain to you, and I'm just going to draw a red circle here, or a red dot. And this red dot signifies that this is the most dangerous part of the journey. And I'm going to explain why. So at this stage, at 6 months, they've worked with us, and there's a very good chance they've got a close to 4.0 GPA, or they've got a 4.0 GPA. The problem is, getting those grades does not always mean they're going to have a 4.0 GPA life. So a lot of students may do well in school and get close to a 4.0 GPA, but they're going to be living the life of somebody who's got maybe a 2.0 or a 1.0 GPA. And so we don't want that. And in fact, I have a close friend of mine, or a coworker, and he just told me a story that his dad is not extremely highly educated, but he owns these vertical farms, and basically he hires individuals to do a lot of labor intensive work for him, and the people that he hires, they're all PhD students, and they're very intelligent and very smart, but the work they do is cutting herbs and testing the soil, and that's it. Like, it's very labor intensive, and they're working for somebody who isn't highly educated. So this is what we don't want your child to experience. And I've also seen other students who end up doing so well in school, but they end up working in fast food for a long time. Some of them work at car washes. Some of them, where else do they work? Can't remember at the time. But the point is, they've worked in places where, I'm sure they can do a lot more. And what we want to do here is we want to be able to help them plan the future. So I'm just going to draw a line here, like a dividing line. So let's say your child has been able to get that 4.0 GPA, okay? And they've done well. So this is all school stuff, okay? So this is all school. But now what we want to do is we want to help them build their future. So this is all future. So in order to do this, we have to help them build their roadmap for their future. Okay, so I'm just going to separate this here. So this is the roadmap, and then this is the implementation part. So what we want to do is we want to help them plan the future so they don't fall in this trap of living the lifestyle of like a 1.0 GPA student. Okay, and we're going to help them come up with their ideal career and their ideal lifestyle that they want to achieve. And at this point, your child is so excited because not only have they done well academically, they now have a clear plan in terms of what kind of lifestyle they're going to lead. And when we talk about lifestyle, I'm not talking about just career. Okay, there's a lot of components that make up a lifestyle. So what we're going to do is we're going to help them build this this lifestyle that they want, and we're going to give them this roadmap in order to have their ideal future. Okay, so that's what happens from 6 to 9 months. Now from 9 to 12 months, now what we're doing is we're going into this mentorship phase. Now this mentorship phase is when we actually help them step into their lifestyle, their ideal lifestyle. So I mentioned lifestyle before. Basically, this is what it is. So we have our lifestyle, but it's made up of different components. And a lot of times universities will tell you or your child that, listen, you should take a degree at our university, get a degree at our university, because then you can have a job you can become a doctor if you go to this university, okay? Because I think there's different universities that highlight special professions, right? So if you go to, for example, University of Calgary, they have a good medical school program. But if you go to another university, it could have a good nursing program. Another university they may have a good business program, right? So they'll kind of sell you on that stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the key is you got to remember that there's more to having a great lifestyle than just having a good career. I personally have had a friend who became a doctor, and she spent many years in medical school, and she is miserable because she can never travel with us, and she can never go on trips with us because she's always on call. And you could just see how frustrated and upset she is because she didn't plan for a good lifestyle. She just planned for a great career, or so she thought. And so we want to be aware of that, right? We don't want to just focus on career. We want to look at other areas. So what are some other areas that could have a good lifestyle? Maybe they're still in school, right? So their grades still have to be good, but maybe they want to have some great experiences. And by experiences, it could be like voluntary work. It could be some travel experiences. It could be some job shadowing experiences that they could have, right? So maybe these are the things that they want. Maybe they want to make a certain impact in life, right? So maybe they want to impact the world in a specific way. Maybe they want to live in a certain location. So these are all the factors that make up a good lifestyle. And remember, the key here is that we got to think beyond. We got to think beyond career, and we got to start thinking lifestyle. And our job is, after your child has done exceptionally well at school, they're going to have the opportunity to have this amazing lifestyle. And what we're going to do is we're going to help support them in these different areas. We're going to help create the ideal lifestyle for them, and then we're going to help support them. Okay, and some of our students, I know Ramiz worked at Google for a while, and he loved it there for a while, but then I think he wanted to be closer to his family, so he moved back home. There's another student we had. He was accepted into Oxford University, and so he was there for a while, and now he wants to go into public office, so he's doing that. Then there's another student of ours. He's younger, and he's planning to become a surgeon. Another one wants to go into Harvard University, right? So these are the kind of lives that we're kind of dealing with here. So once your child is at the end of this journey, honestly, they're going to be living an not an extravagant lifestyle, but an exceptional lifestyle. Okay, and they're going to be living it with full of purpose, and they're going to be inspired to live this life. And the best part is they don't have to do it alone, because we're with them and we're mentoring them through all these things. Okay, so they can have this future that they dream of. And some of the things that they may need to learn to have this lifestyle, maybe they need to learn some leadership skills. So we can talk to them about that, maybe on how to kind of be more resilient. Maybe we can teach them how to do some more life planning. So maybe there's other factors in life they want to achieve. Maybe we can life planning, networking, how to network better, how to have more fulfilling relationships. And basically help them make some really good decisions. So good decision making. That's an art right there on making good decisions. Okay, so I think we've broken it all down. You've got an idea of this 12-month journey, and hopefully it makes sense to you. All right, so take care. See you soon. Hi, it's me again. Thanks for watching that video. Your next step now is to book a call with me, and I've provided a link for my calendar down below. And on this call, what we're going to do is I'm going to take some time to understand your child's situation, and then we're going to create a customized plan for your son or daughter, and it will be highly personalized for the current goals that they have, as well as the challenges that they're facing. Okay, I've been doing this for about 20 years, and I've seen lives change with this program, and I can't wait for your child to experience what we have in store for them. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Talk soon.